So let's pray for the best. Okay, so today we are going to revise chapter 6, and I believe you already studied this chapter before. Okay, also doing it online, but I don't know this time online you can understand or not, because previously you learned chapter 5 and chapter 6 online, and then we revise also is still online. So I don't know. Okay, but let's hope for the best. Okay, so chapter 6 is about periodic table. Okay, as you can see, what I'm showing here is the periodic table. In this periodic table, what is the functions of periodic table? What is the functions of periodic table? Anyone? Anyone know? Want to answer? What is the function? The chapter is periodic table. To show all the element. Okay, correct. Okay, right. So it is to show all the element that exist in the world. So as of today, in chemistry, we have 118 elements. Up to today, we are having 118 elements that already been found in the earth. Okay, so all these elements, they are different from each other. They are different from each other. So total there are 118 elements that are different from each other. But however, we still can group them in one same group. We can group them. Although they are 118, but we can still group them following a certain property lah. Okay, so those are having the same property. For example, we have metal, we have non-metal, and we have semi-metal. Semi-metal is between metal and metal. They got both. They got metal and non-metal. So within these three, we can divide them lah into three groups. Okay, so 118 we pecahkan them. So some can go to metal, some can go to non-metal, some is semi-metal. So it is actually to show all the element, the 118 elements. Okay. So as today we will try to discuss 6.1, which is the classification of element, 6.2, the mixture, and 6.3 compound. Okay. So let's go to this one. Okay, everyone can see the slide. Can you all see the slide clearly? Okay, can clear? Is it clear or not clear? Clear. Okay, nice. Okay, so previous chapter, you guys already learned about matter. So matter are anything that has mass and they can occupy space. Okay, they can occupy space. So in the matter, it has particles. It has small discrete particles. Okay, so these are the particles. Okay, you can see. So if the particles are moving around freely, they are in the state of gas. And if the particles are close to each other but still can move freely, they are liquid. And if the particles are in the fixed position and cannot move freely, they are in the fixed position, they are in the state of solid. So these are the particles. Okay, so today what we are going to learn, we are going to see particles in any object can actually be an atom. It can consist of an atom, or it can consist as, it can be a molecule, and it also can be compound. Okay. Now you all see only satu biji. But then this one biji, it can actually exist as an atom, or it can exist as a molecule, or it can exist as a compound. Okay. So now we will go and see first what is atom. Later we will see what is molecule, and later we will see what is compound. Okay. So all these are actually particles lah, particles that exist in an object. Okay. So what is an atom? So atom is the smallest unit of matter. Okay, is the smallest unit of matter. So among all these, the smallest one are atom. So atoms are made of subatomic particles, which is the proton, electron, and electron. So easy to remember. In one atom, they are PEN. They are proton, electron, and neutron. Okay, whereby in one nucleus, in one atom, in every atom, they are nucleus. And in this nucleus, you can find two things. One is proton, which is the positively charged. It has a positive charge. And you have neutron, no charge. Okay. And around them, you have electron that are moving freely, can move. This proton and neutron, they are fixed in the nucleus, whereas you have an electron where it can move around the inside the atom. Okay, so like this lah. Okay, you can see. So this is the nucleus, which is consists of proton and neutron, while around them they have a electron that is circulating. So totally inside an atom, there are three things: proton and neutron in the nucleus, and around them they have electron. Okay, so far so good. Okay, nice. So this is an atom, the most simplest one. So let's now we see what is inside an atom. So as I said just now, inside an atom, there are three things. One is electron, proton, and neutron. Okay, so in a neutral atom, it means that atom no charge. It has no charge. It is not positively or it is not negatively charged. It has no charge. So we call it neutral atom. So what is neutral atom? Neutral atom, it has same number of electron. Number of electron is same with the number of proton. This is the neutral atom. The number of electron is the same with the number of proton. Okay, let's see. So inside here, this is an atom. So not nice. This is an atom. So inside here, you can see this is the nucleus where it has proton and neutron. So this is a neutral atom because you can see the red color is the positively charged, which is the proton. Proton is positively charged. So it has 3 proton and it has 3 electron. So this is the neutral atom and it has 2 neutron. The green color is the neutron. So 2 neutron, 3 proton and 3 electron. So when the number of electron is same with the number of proton, negative same with positive, it is neutral, same, neutral atom. Okay, can understand or not? So neutron carry no electric charge, whereas electron carry negative electric charge and proton carry positively charged. So when positive equal with the electron, negative, so they are neutral atom. Okay. Okay. So you must remember lah, in every atom, there are these 3 things. Okay. So now let's go and see. Okay. So this one is the same as just now lah. So you can see the blue color is the electron. So electron, it has 3 electron. The red color also 3. So this is the proton. And the gray one is the neutron. Neutron, it has 4. Okay. So usually in any atom, the proton is always equal to the electron. Always equal. But the neutron can be different. Okay, can be different. Okay. So this one got how many electron? Okay, can you guys count for me and then comment? Or can just answer. Using the mic, you can just answer. It's more faster. Okay. 6 electron. How many proton? Also 6. How many neutron? Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Also 6. Okay. So this is how we classify. Okay. For this, can you guys count? Okay. Electron got how many? Electron we write like this. E is for electron. The minus sign is for negative charge. Negative. So E negative. So this is electron. So got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. Proton. Proton got how many? P. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Also 8. Neutron got how many? Also 8. Okay. Remember, in every atom, the number of electron is always equal to the number of, in every atom, okay, the number of proton is always equal to the number of electron. Yeah, must remember that. So if you don't know which one is proton, which one is neutron, you just count the electron first. So let's say you count electron got 8, and then you start to count. So this one is kebetulan lah, the proton and the neutron is the same. But if let's say they are different in number, you find the color that has the same number with the electron. So let's say electron got 8, so you try to count. If the red color got 8, so that is the proton. Okay? Or let's say you count, oh, the green one is got 8. So that is the proton. So usually proton will be the same number with the electron. Okay. But in some cases, so like this lah. Like this is a carbon. This element is a carbon. Just asking, but what is atomic mass? Okay, good question. I will answer to that. Okay, look here first. So this one got how many electron? Yeah, how many electron, guys? Okay, good. 6. How many new? Okay, I don't know which one is neutron. So I don't know. So I'm going to count the proton. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6. Neutron, also 6. Okay, for this one, the second one, the electron got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, proton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, which one is the proton? The purple one or the blue one? Which one is the proton? Blue or purple? Purple. Yeah, okay. Purple, Purple is the proton. So the neutron here, if we count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so got 7. Okay, for this one, electron is this 6. Proton is the purple one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But then the neutron is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So got 8. Okay. So this is how you classify. You try to find the number that has the same number with the electron. So that will be your proton. Okay. Just now Kah Hong asked what is atomic mass. Okay. Atomic mass. Okay. Just now we say every matter has particles. Because they have particles, so that's why they have mass. But where does this mass come from? Mana mass ini datang? Mass ini datang daripada mana? Okay? So it comes from the particle. So remember, each particle has its own mass. Okay. So just now you learn there are 118 elements. So how do they classify different elements? So each element actually have different atomic mass. That's why they are in different name. Okay, if they have the same mass, they are the same element. If they have different mass, they are different element. Okay, so mass is very important. Okay, so what is atomic mass? So atomic mass is the mass of proton usually is equal to 1 AMU, atomic mass unit. Okay, dia tak guna kg, dia tak guna gram, because dia sangat kecil, very small. So that's why they cannot use kg or gram or milligram to weight the atomic mass, because it is so small. So they use a special unit, what they call as AMU, atomic mass unit. So one proton equals to 1 AMU, and neutron also is 1 AMU. So when you plus these two, you will get the atomic mass. So atomic mass is the sum of proton punya mass plus with the neutron punya mass in the nucleus. So it is also known as atomic. It is known as atomic mass or the nuclear mass lah. Okay, the mass. So the mass is here. Okay, how about the electron? Got mass or not? Electron, it has mass, but then it is so small. The value is so small, way smaller than 1 AMU, until we can ignore the mass. So we can say that electron has no mass. Electron has no mass. So in every atom, we just plus the proton punya mass with the neutron punya mass. Okay, so we will get the atomic mass. Okay, and this atomic mass is what we call, this one is not in your syllabus, this one is chemistry, but I just introduced lah because you asked already. So nucleon. This atomic mass, it is also known as nucleon number. So what is this number? What is nucleon number? Nucleon number is the number of atomic mass. What is atomic mass? It is the sum, jumlah proton tambah neutron. So you can see this one, it has 6 and 6 neutrons. So they plus together, so their atomic mass is 12. Or we can say their nucleon number is 12. This one, the nucleon number is 6 plus 7, so 13. So the nucleon number or the atomic mass for this element is 13. This one, the atomic number is 6 plus 8, so 14. So the atomic mass or nucleon number is 14. Okay, so that is how. The electron, we didn't plus them because we consider them as no mass. They has no mass. So the mass are only in the nucleon. So why nucleon? Because nucleus. This is a nucleus. So that's why we call this nucleon number. The number inside here. The proton plus the neutron. Can or not? Understand? Okay, guys. Okay. So that is the thing lah. So this is where you will get the mass of a particle. So let's say an object has a lot of particle. So it will give the object a mass lah. So the mass is actually coming from this lah. Each particle has its own mass. Okay. Now we will go. What is element? Okay. So an element is the simplest form of substance. It cannot be divided to two or more simpler substance. There is only one type of atom in an element. So element is actually only one type of atom. Satu jenis sahaja. For example, in this zinc bucket, you only have zinc. Zinc atom. You only have zinc, only zinc. So there is only one element of zinc. So this is what we call as element. So it has only one type of atom, only one zinc only. No, it didn't mix with oxygen, it didn't mix with carbon, it didn't mix with magnesium. It is only zinc element. So all these are actually element. Okay, element is the simplest form of substance. Okay, can we divide zinc into a more simpler element? Cannot, because zinc is already an element. Okay, oxygen. So you can see here only oxygen. So this is the element. This one in the hydrogen tank inside here is only the hydrogen gas. So hydrogen only. So only has one element. This one also only has one element. Only has ferrum or iron. This one only has carbon. Okay, no other element. It didn't mix with any other element. So all these are element. Okay. All right. Now what is compound? A compound is two or more elements combined chemically. Okay, when we say combined chemically, it means we heat them lah. We heat them, okay, to combine them. Because when you want to combine a two element, okay, two or more element chemically, when you want to combine them chemically, you always will heat them. You will heat them, so you will give them a certain energy for them to get together. Okay, so it is produced from a chemical reaction. Compound can be produced in the laboratory or in natural environment. So examples are this one, aluminium oxide. So it has two elements. It has element of aluminium and it has oxygen element inside here. This one, it has element of zinc, zinc sulfide, it has zinc and it has sulfur. So it has two elements. Iron chloride. Iron is iron, Fe, ferrum, and it has chloride. Chloride is chlorine, chlorine gas. So when you mix chlorine element with ferrum element, it will become a new substance, which is what we call as compound. Okay, sugar. Sugar is consists of carbon, oxygen, and hydrogen. So it has three elements. Water, it has two, H and O, hydrogen and oxygen only. Salt, it has natrium, or we call it sodium, natrium, and chlorine. So these are the compound. So compound when you has two or more elements combined chemically. Okay, all right. So later we will see how to separate the compound. Okay, all right. Now we go to what is molecule. So molecule are a group of atoms joined together. So if you have only one, let's say I only have one hydrogen. So this is the atom hydrogen or hydrogen atom. But I have two hydrogen atom. I cannot call them atom because I have two atom combining chemically. So this will form a molecule. Molecule of hydrogen. Okay. But then, is this element? Yes, this is element because it has only one type of element. This one, are these element are the molecule of hydrogen element? Yes, they are element because only one type, only has hydrogen. Okay, so now compound water is a molecule containing two hydrogen atom. Okay, so now if let's say I have hydrogen. So hydrogen got three atoms combining together. We got two HO, H, and we got one O. That's why H2O. So we got two hydrogen atom and we have one oxygen atom. So are these element? These are not element. This is compound. Okay, this is compound because they have more than one type of element. But then are these atom? These are not atom. This is what we call as molecule because three atom combined together. Okay, so this is the molecule of water, molecule of H2O. Can you differentiate between atom, element, molecule, and compound? Can understand or not? Yeah. So this one, why are they called molecule? Because they have two atom together. Okay, so the molecule are group atom joined together, so they are joining together, but are they element? Yes, they are element, because only has one type of element, which is oxygen element. No other element combined with the particle here. Okay, so this is element, but they exist as molecule. Okay, they don't exist as one atom, they exist as molecule. Okay, so molecule and atom is referring to the quantity, bilangan. So kalau dia ada satu saja, dia atom. Kalau dia ada banyak atom combine together, bilangan dia banyak, it is molecule. Okay, elemen pula ialah jenis, bukan merujuk kepada bilangan. Elemen merujuk kepada jenis. Kalau dia ada satu jenis sahaja, dia elemen. Kalau dia ada banyak jenis yang combine chemically together, dia adalah compound. Okay. Okay, so for example like this lah. Okay, this one it is only one element and it has only one atom. One atom. Yang ni dia element because only one type, but then dia exist as molecule. Okay, for example yang ni ialah oxygen lah, oxygen ataupun hydrogen, H2. So H ni dia bergabung, it is combining together, H. Okay, so let's say chlorine is Cl. So got two chlorine atom combining together, so it form a chlorine molecule. So dalam chlorine gas, dia sebenarnya it is consist of chlorine molecule. Okay, why molecule? Because got two. Okay, but then they are element. Okay, yang ni is a molecule of compound. Why compound? Because it has two types combining together, right? So all the particle here are actually molecule of compound. Okay, yang ni mixture of two element. We have element. This one is atom punya element. This one is molecule punya element. So we got two element here. One is atom element and one is molecule element. And we got one compound. See? So among them, they are not together. They are separated. So that's why we call them mixture. If they are combining together like this, they are compound. But if they are separated, although they are in the same area, we call them mixture. Okay? Understand or not? Yeah? Clear? Crystal clear? This one has come out in the exam. Can you answer? Yeah? Alright. Okay, that is the difference between element, compound, mixture, and molecule. Okay. Okay. Can you guys answer now? Okay. So you can write down. Okay. For example, I do A. So A is a compound. Lah. Okay. Now can you answer what is B, C, D? So it can be a mixture of element and compound. Also can mixture of. Okay. You write down your answer in the comment. Okay, come take about 3 minutes to do this. Sorry, like this. A is a molecule of compound. A molecule of compound. A is a molecule of compound. Answer everything first. B, C, D. Answer everything first, then only you send your answer. Okay, let me pick some of you to answer the question. Okay, let's start with B. Okay, let me choose somebody. Yu Yue, long time no see. Yu Yue, B.
B is a molecule of compound.
Molecule of compound.
B mà not meh?
Got compound meh? Got compound meh?
The one blue one, the darker one is compound. The another compound one not meh?
This is element. If compound, two different type they combine together. But this one are all the same type So this is an element. This one also is element. But then this is the mixture of and mixture of atom of element, and what? And molecule of element. Can you say or not?
Understand.
So it is mixture of atom of an element and what is this? Molecule, because got two atom. So molecule of an element. Okay. Good. Mistake is good. Okay. C. Can we have Kai Sheng? Ong Kai Sheng. Ong Kai Sheng. Try. Sudah hilang. Okay. So okay lah. Okay. Because we are rushing in time, so let's just discuss the answer. Okay. So some of you already give the answer at the comment section. So C. Louise. Okay. She answer a mixture. Okay, correct. This is a mixture of an atom of element. Okay, masih atom of an element and what is this? Molecule of a compound. So this is a molecule of a compound. Okay, so it's a mixture of element and a molecule of compound. Okay, good. So D. Okay, so this is not a mixture because it doesn't mix with any other compound or other element. It is only same compound together. So these are molecules. Okay, molecules of compound. Okay, correct. So D is a molecule of a compound, and this one is the molecule of an element. E is a molecule of an element because same element. This one is an atom of an element. Okay, atom of an element. F. G is a mixture. So it is a mixture of molecules of compounds. So you can see got two compound here, different compound. This one different, this one is different. So got two different compound, but then they are in one mixture. Okay, they mix together. So a mixture of two molecule of compound. Okay, this one is a, wow, what is this? One element, but then they exist as a molecule, a big molecule. Okay, so it's a very big molecule. So an molecule of an element, and this one is a molecule of a compound. Okay, any question? Hajing don't understand at all. Where you don't understand? Where you don't understand? You can ask now. Later you tak understand, later it's more confusing. Tajing, Jazil. Oh, mixture. Okay, like this. So let's say, okay, let's say I have a glass, okay, and I put a water. Water, it is consists, okay, so element compound, I think you understand already, right? Element and compound. But then when we mix them, let's say water. Water is a molecule of compound because it's a compound because it has hydrogen, and oxygen. So you have a water molecule here, okay? And now if let's say I add in a new element. Let's say I add in, simply let's say I add in H2. H2 is an element, but then it's a molecule. Okay, it's a molecule of hydrogen, H2, H2, H2. So I mix them in. When I mix them in, so inside this water, you have water molecule and you have oxygen you have hydrogen molecule. I use different ink lah. Okay, so in the red one is all the water molecule, H2O, H2O, H2O. It's a compound lah. It's a compound. And then I add in hydrogen molecule. Blue ink. Okay, hydrogen molecule, hydrogen molecule, hydrogen molecule, hydrogen molecule. Okay, as you can see, are they mixing? Are they joining together? Combine chemically? Are they combining chemically? If they combine chemically, they will become like this. H2, they will become a new compound. HO, and then HH. So they will form and join a new compound. But then this one, they are separated So we call this a mixture, campuran sahaja. We didn't call it compound because they are not chemically combining together. Okay, they are just in one mixture. Boleh faham tak? Okay, still don't understand. Okay, never mind. Later I will explain. How about the rest? How about the rest of you? So. Okay, never mind. Later you try to see back, okay? And if any question, you can ask, okay? Right. Can we proceed? Yeah. Okay. So these are the periodic tables where you have all the 118 element. Okay. So now these 18 element, they are different because their atomic mass is different from each other. Okay, their proton number are all different. All their proton number are different. So hydrogen has only one proton. Helium has four proton. Sorry. This is not the. This is the atomic mass. Okay, atomic mass. So hydrogen has one atomic mass. Helium 4, lithium 7. You see, as it goes down, the atomic mass is getting heavier and heavier. Okay, so these 1, 2, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 are all group. Okay, we call them group. So 1 is, we call it group 1. This is group 2. Okay, from 3 to 12, we ignore first. We ignore first. We go to 13. Okay, so on the 13 is what we call as group 13, group 14, group 15, group 16, 17, and group 18. Okay, so as you can see here, group 1 and group 2, the yellow are all metal. Okay, most of them, they exist as a metal. Okay, in the solid form, metal. Okay, the one in the orange color, is semi-metal, and the one in the blue is non-metal. So they are not metal. Okay. So group 1 and group 2 mostly are all metal except hydrogen. Okay, except hydrogen, special case. Okay, so lithium, beryllium, sodium, magnesium are all metal. Okay, and then in the group 13, all are metal except boron, silicon, and this germanium, arsenic. All these are the non-metal, but all below them are all the metal because they are in the yellow in color. And then start from here, you can see carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur. All these are non-metal. Helium, neon, argon, all these they exist as a gas. Okay, as a gas. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, mostly they exist as a liquid. Okay, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, they exist as a liquid. Iodine, oxygen, gas, nitrogen is a gas. So as you can see, nitrogen in the group 15. Okay, group 15. Carbon in the group 14. Okay, carbon also is not metal. So all these are non-metal. Okay, this one can understand? So this one you need to basically like memorize a bit lah. Okay, memorize a bit. So the one I circle is the one you need to really memorize. So it might come out in the exam, so you don't know. So try to memorize. Okay. So start from 13, boron. Okay, as you can see, start from this row. All these are semi-metal, and then start from here are all the non-metal. Okay, all these are non-metal. Okay, any question? Okay, all right. So let's go to differences between metal and non-metal. Okay, just now you already learned. So similarity, both are all element. Okay, all metal and non-metal all are actually element because they are found in the periodic table. Okay, so now we go see the differences. So differences for metal, they are shiny. Non-metal, dull in color. So they are not shining. Okay, so as you can see, magnesium strip, iron, ferrum, okay, all the iron, they are actually shining in color. Okay, so that is the metal. And then ductility. So what is ductility? Ductility is the ability of to be pulled into becoming a long wire. So actually you can stretch it, okay, to be a wire. Okay, you can stretch the metal. So metal can actually be stretched. Okay, so it can be pulled into becoming a long wire. Like the dawai, you know the dawai, you can turn the dawai. Like the copper wire, you can turn them into becoming a wire. So that is the ability of the, we call it ductility. So it is ductile. You can turn them and pull into wire. However, for non-metal, it is brittle. Let's say glass. Glass is a silicon. Glass. So glass is not a metal. So for example, I want to break this glass to form a wire. Okay, I want to make it longer, cannot. If I try to pull it, it will break, it will pecah. So we call this brittle lah. Dia rapuh, dia boleh pecah. Okay. And then malleability, malleable. So malleable is you can shape them. Okay, most metal can be hammered or rolled into shape. So malleability is the ability for you to make the element into becoming a new shape. Okay, turn them into a new shape. So like iron, you can actually shape them into different shape lah that you want to shape. You can bend them, you can okay, boleh bengkok kan. So that is malleability. But then for non-metal, they are not malleable. Like sulfur, they exist in powder. Like liquid, they like gas. You cannot actually shape them into any shape that you want. So they are not malleable. Okay. Tensile strength. Tensile strength is their strength in when you want to shape them into wire, so you can actually shape them lah. So they has high tensile strength. This one, they are low in tensile strength. So when you try to break, you try to form pull this glass into becoming a new wire, cannot, you will break. So the tensile strength is very low. It has no strength. Okay, dia tak boleh stretch. Okay, electric conductivity, electrical. So all metal are actually good electric conductor. They can conduct electricity, whereas all non-metal are poor conductor electric. And then heat conductor also, metal are very good heat conductor, while non-metal are poor heat conductor. And then most metal has high density, and most non-metal are low in density. And melting point and boiling point. For metal is very high. You need a very, very high temperature in order to melt them. Okay, you cannot melt iron easily. You need a very high temperature, up to 1000 degree, up to 2000 degrees Celsius only you can melt them. So they have a very, very high melting point. Whereas for oxygen, for most of the gas, you see why are they gas? Because they melt. They already becoming a gas in the room temperature. So they have a low boiling point and also low melting point. Okay, that is non-metal. So this one need to understand, and if you can, you memorize, okay, some of the differences between metal and non-metal. Okay. Okay, guys. All right. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Okay, like for metal, we can see there are 4 examples given here. One is aluminium, iron, copper, and zinc. So aluminium, one of the characteristics is it is malleable. Okay, malleable. So it can form different, you can roll them, easily because they are malleable, and then they are strong and light, and they are shining. Okay, you can see they are shining. For iron, they are very strong because they have very high density, very, very strong. They are also malleable. They have magnetic substance. Iron, they have magnetic substance, meaning they can attract, they can be attracted to a magnet. Okay, they can be attracted to a magnet. When you got magnet, you can actually pull the iron together. Okay, because they are mostly attracted to magnet, and then they are very good electric conductor, and they are gray, and sometimes they are also shining. Okay, copper, tembaga. Okay, copper are brown in color. So they are very strong. They are rust proof. They cannot rust, and they are ductile. They can bend easily. Okay, to form wire. And they are also a very, very, very good electric conductor. Most of the wire used are actually made of copper. Most of the wire, and they are brown in color. Okay, next, zinc. Zinc are used as a roof. Okay, zinc rooftop. So they are very strong. They are shining. So when they are shining, they actually can reflect all the heat energy. They reflect the heat energy. That's why they are good to be used as a zinc. Because if they absorb energy, they don't reflect. So your house will be very, very hot. So because they can reflect all the heat energy coming from the sun, so that's why they are used as a zinc. And they are also good electric conductor. Okay. Okay. Then for non-metal, we can see iodine. Iodine, they are black crystal. Okay, they exist in the crystal form in like sand, like in the sand form. And then they are poisonous, antiseptic. They are used as antiseptic. So usually it is yellow in color. Usually when you got injured, PBSM should know lah. Persatuan Bulan Sabit Merah kena tahu. So you will sapu the iodine. Okay. Next, chlorine. Chlorine is yellow in color, so it's a greenish yellow gas. It's a bleaching agent. It's a poisonous. Used as a Clorox. Okay, used as a Clorox and to wash the toilet. Okay, that is chlorine. So it exists as a liquid. So when it exists as a liquid, it is not malleable lah, and it is also not ductile lah, because you cannot form a new, you cannot bend it, cannot. Okay, And then sulfur. Sulfur is a powder. It exists as a powder form. So it is poison. And then carbon. Carbon are found in the pencil lead. Okay, your mechanic pen. So that one is actually carbon. So carbon is black, smooth, light, and the only non-metal that can conduct electricity. However, in special case, carbon actually can conduct electricity, although it is a non-metal. Okay? Okay, that is all for chapter 1, classification of elements. So we have learned the differences between atom, molecule, compound, and what is one more? Molecule, compound, element. Okay, so mixture is two compound or two element. They exist in one same area, but they are not mixing. They are not combining chemically. That is the difference between mixture and compound. Compound, two element combined together. But mixture, they can exist in one same place, but then they are not combining chemically. That is all difference. Can you understand? Okay. We rest for 2 minutes. Then we continue 6.2. Okay. Take a rest first, drink water first. Okay, can we continue? Okay. Okay. So now we go to mixture. What is mixture? Mixture in Malay is campuran. Campuran. So a mixture consists of two or more elements. It can be it can consist of two or more elements, or it can also be compound. Okay, compound. Two or more compound. They are mixed physically, not. What is the difference between chemical? Chemical, it means they will combine together. But then physically, they are in one solution. Let's say they are in one area, in one place, but then they are not mixing together. That is physically. This one is chemically. Okay. This one is physically. Meaning they meet each other, but then they are not married to each other. This one, senang cakap compound is sudah kahwin, sudah bersama-sama. Tapi physically just meet each other only, but they are not having any relationship together. Boleh faham tak? That's the simplest example I can give lah. Okay, so for example like this, you can see ais kacang in the ais kacang ABC. So you can see a lot of things mixing together, but all of them are not chemically combining together. Okay, so ice is ice, water is water, yang syrup ni is syrup, and then the jagung is jagung. They are not mixing together. Okay, like this lah, like the salad. So you can see all the tomato, they are in one place, but then they are not chemically combined together. You tak jumpa tomato dengan salad satu. You tak jumpa satu macam tu. Dia, although they are in one same place, but they are not mixing together. So this is what we call is formed physically. Okay, it can, so when they are formed physically, they can be separated physically too. Okay, so we can separate them. So that is what we are going to learn in this chapter. So there are 7 methods. Okay, there are 7 methods. One is filtration, distillation, separation by using magnet, sedimentation, flotation, chromatography, and sieving. But then I don't see sieving. Okay, never mind. We will focus to these 6 first. Okay, so mixture are actually easy to separate because they are not chemically combining together, so it's easy to separate them. Okay, so that is mixture lah. Okay, so number 1. Okay, a filtration is a method used to separate an insoluble solid from a mixture of solid and liquid. Okay, so filter paper we use to separate coffee powder from a coffee drink. So coffee drink is a mixture of coffee and water. So how we want to separate the coffee from the water? We can use the filter paper, or we say filtration method lah. So this is a filtration method. Okay, another way to filter water is we use this method lah. We use a layer of rocks and then got coarse sand. Coarse sand is pasir kasar, pasir kasar. Fine sand is pasir halus. Okay, so we use this to filter water, so we can get a more pure water lah and more cleaner water. So these are all the filtration method, because some water, let's say you get from a river, it is mixed with some dirt lah, some dirt, and then maybe ada daun, ada pasir-pasir. So all this can be filtered to get the water only through filtration method. Okay, so this is filtration method. Okay, now can you guys share with me in the comment? Can you guys comment what are the benefits of filtering, of using filtration method? What are the benefit of using filtration method, and what are the keburukan or the kelemahan, the weaknesses of this method? What are the weaknesses and what are the advantage or the strength of using this method? Okay, can you guys comment? Or you can tell me the answer if you want to. To separate water from solid liquids, solid objects, such as. So the advantage is we can separate. We can separate them. Okay, sand, dirts. Okay. So what do we get at the end? What do we get at the end? Ini nanti dapat apa? Sini dapat apa? This one is the facts. The one you say to me to separate, but what are the benefits? Huh? Hui, we are not discussing chromatography yet. We are only at filtration method. Only at filtration method. So this method can actually separate all the dirts such as the sand, stones, and maybe dirts, right? And we can obtain a more pure water without any dirt and better smell. We can get a better smell. If no, the water will be smelly lah because it is mixed with all the dirts. So after we filter it, we can get a more purer water without any dirt and with a better smell of water. Okay, that is the benefits lah of using this filtration method. But this method also has its disadvantage, such as it cannot kill any microorganism. It cannot separate any. Let's say it can only separate an insoluble solid. But what if the solid or the liquid is soluble with the water. So you cannot use this method, right? So that is the disadvantage. So it cannot separate soluble liquids such as poison, pesticides that are found in the water. So it cannot separate all the soluble liquids. So that is the it is easy to use, yes. It is cost effective. It doesn't require you to, you can actually made it yourself, but then it has a weaknesses lah, such as it cannot separate soluble liquids such as poisons, such as toxics that are found in or that are already mixed with the water. Okay, take note very important when I say very important, of course I say it for a reason. So you must clever to take the note. Okay. Next is the distillation. Is the method, okay, is the method used to separate a completely liquid mixture that have different boiling points. So how does distillation work? Okay. So you can see seawater already mixed with seawater. It is mixed with water and salt. Water and plus with salt. So water has different boiling point, salt has different boiling point. Where when you boil them together, the water will be evaporated first. The salt will remain because salt has higher boiling point. So you need to boil in a higher temperature. But then once the water will reach the boiling temperature earlier because water punya boiling temperature is lower than salt. Salt has more higher boiling point. So water when it reaches boiling point, it will be evaporated. So it will leave the salt. So distillation is the method used to boil two substances that has different boiling point, okay, so that you can obtain a water only. So you see, when you boil it, the water, I have the picture here. Okay. So you can see the water will come to here and then it will enter into this condenser. This is condenser. So this condenser is very cold. So now you have water vapor. The water vapor will enter in this section where it will be cool. So water vapor, it will be cool in the condenser. So it will turn into liquid. So this liquid will enter in this conical flask lah. So you will get a distilled water. Yes, it is a Liebig condenser. Thank you. Correct. So this Liebig condenser, it has a cool section where you will put a cold water inside here in this section. So the steam or the water vapor that is very hot will come into this section where it will be cool. Okay, so once it cool, it will condense and form liquid. It will turn into liquid and it will be collected in this conical. So all the salt will be remain in the distillation flask where you can get the, whereas you can get the pure water in the distilled or in the conical flask. So this method is called distillation method. Okay, understand? Only Kahong can. How about the rest? Yeah. Okay. Next method is the most simplest method. It's a separation using magnet. So, okay. So we can separate iron that is already mixed up with the sand. Let's say iron and sand, they are in the one mixture, right or not? Because they are not chemically combining together. So let's say you want to get the iron, you want to separate the iron from the sand, you can use magnet. So you see this magnet, it will pull all the iron powder that is already mixed with the sand. It will pull, so it can be collected at the magnet. So all the magnet, all the iron can be separated from the sand by using magnet. So this method is called separation using magnet. Okay. So there are other things also. If iron, nickel, cobalt, so all this has actually they has magnetic property. So when you put magnet, they will be pulled into the magnet. But like gold, bronze, aluminium, these are non-magnetic. So if you have gold, bronze already mixed with the sand, you cannot use this method because this method only applies to iron, nickel, and cobalt that can be attracted to the magnet. So you can use it to separate them. Okay. Okay. Next method is the sedimentation method. So sediment. Sediment is like a like a sand. Okay, sand sediment. So what is this sedimentation method? So this method is used to separate a liquid, and insoluble solid mixture. So you want to get a liquid from an insoluble. So insoluble solid. So like sand lah. Sand is not soluble in water. So you want to separate water from the sand. So you can use this method. So first you put water that already mixed with the inside here got a lot of sand. So you wait for about like 50 minutes or 1 day. Okay. So after tomorrow you can see all the sand will be separated lah. Okay, they will be collected at below of the beaker. So this method is called sedimentation. You let all the sand to be sedimented at the bottom of the flask, so you will only get the fresh water. So this method is suitable for this type of method only lah. Okay, but if let's say the sand is soluble, you cannot use sedimentation method. It will not works. Okay. Then we have flotation method. Okay, flotation method is used to separate soluble and insoluble material, both that are found in water. Okay, for example, oil has a lower density than water, so oil will float on the water surface. So it can be used to separate oil and water. So you let the oil to go up, like sediment, it goes down, right? Sediment, it goes down. But flotation, all the material that you don't want, like oil, it will float up. So later you can separate them lah. Okay, you can separate them by pouring the oil out, and then you will get only the pure water. So this method is called flotation method. It only works for oil. Okay, oil only, oil and water. Okay, next we have chromatography method. So chromatography, okay. So let's say you mix in one liquid, you have red ink, blue ink, and maybe black ink. So how do you want to separate all this color? Okay. How you want to separate them? They are actually already in one liquid. So you can use chromatography. So this is a chromatography paper. Okay, chromatography paper. When you insert them, actually at this line, they has a chemical. They will have a chemical that will absorb. Let's say this one will absorb only red. This line, it has a chemical that only will absorb red. So all this. So it will absorb all the red ink that is found in the water. So you see all the red are actually rising, been absorbed here. And then let's say in this line you only have a blue color. So the blue one will only absorb all the blue one in one section. So this chromatography paper is a special paper lah. Okay, used to separate the ink, used to separate whatever that is found in the water. Okay. Okay, so this one I only found in the lab lah. You can see in the lab. All right. Okay, so that is all for 6.2 I think. Okay, 6.2 mixture. Okay, so any question? Okay, so there are 6 methods that you should memorize. 6 methods, very, very important method. So all these methods are you can use depending on the suitability, kesesuaian. Okay, not all method can be applied to all mixture. So you must see if this mixture sesuai yang mana, then you use the method. Okay, now let's test your understanding a bit. Okay. All right. Can I get who Okay, Farisha Fatin. Okay, boleh tak jawab paper clip and glass fragment? Which separation method should we use? Paper clip. Paper clip are made of iron and glass fragment. Dia dah bercampur dengan glass. So the paper clip are in the glass. So how can we get the paper clip? Farisha Fatin. Ada tak? Tak ada dikira ponteng ponteng lah tu. Fasha Kristina. Fasha Kristina. Left terus. Macam mana ni? Fasha Kristina ada? Okay, Fatin. Mana kamu semua ni? Ada ke tak ada orang ni? Okay, never mind. En Hui, can you try En Hui? Using magnet. Okay, correct. Okay, we can separate them by using magnet. Okay, thank you, En Hui. Alright. Water and ethanol. Okay, water and ethanol. So ethanol is actually already mixed with the water, but then it has different boiling point. It has different boiling point. I already give the keyword different boiling point. So which one can we use? Okay, Chinwei, can you try Chinwei? Hello. Okay. Okay, I reserve that question for you. Next one. Fasha Christina. 3 types of water soluble ink. Fasha Christina, boleh tak jawab? Okay, tak apa. Adriana boleh? Adriana? Mana kamu semua ni? Senyap je. Okay, correct. Chromatography. Chinwei punya pun correct. Okay, distillation. Water and ethanol because different boiling point, so we can use distillation. Then 3 types of water soluble ink. They are already soluble in the water. So we can use chromatography. Okay, next. Can I have Kitman? Soil and water.
Sedimentation.
Correct. Okay, so the soil will will sink to the bottom while the water will float. So you can separate them, correct? Sedimentation. Okay, next one, Daniel Tan, oil and water. Flotation, correct? Oil and water, you can use flotation. And lastly, coffee powder and water. They are not soluble, huh? Coffee are not really soluble. Can I have Louis? How to separate coffee powder with water? Filtration, correct? Okay, good. Okay, so everyone okay with this? 6.2 mixture. Yeah, so you need to know the separation method, very important. Okay, especially the filtration method. Okay, try to think what is the benefit and the disadvantage of filtration method. So, okay, next is the compound. Okay, just now we learned mixture. Mixture, they are found in one place, but then they are not mixing together. So it is easy to separate them lah by using all the 6 methods. But now compound. Okay, what is compound? So compound consists of 2 or more elements that are mixed chemically. Now they already kahwin, sudah kahwin. So dia sangat-sangat kuat. The relationship between them is very very strong. So they are attached together. So it is very hard to separate them. So this newly formed product has its own characteristic. So like hydrogen, let's say hydrogen is one element. When they mix with oxygen, they are married together, they form H2O. So hydrogen has its own property, oxygen has its own property. While water or a new compound has its own property, new property, which is different from its element. Okay? Which is different from its element. Okay. Because this one, it exists as a gas at room temperature, it exists as a gas. This one also at room temperature, it exists as a gas. But then when they combine together, they become, when they are combined, they become water. So water, in the room temperature, they exist as a liquid. So you see, their property are different from each other already. Okay? But then mixture, for mixture, although they are mixed together, but then they are still, copy is copy lah, water is water lah. Okay, they are not forming a new compound, they are just mixture. So that is the difference that you must know. Okay, so example of compound like this lah. Okay, aluminium chloride, we got ammonia and chlorine. Sugar is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Water, hydrogen and oxygen. Table salt, sodium chloride. So we have sodium metal, which is the metal, plus with the chlorine gas. It forms a salt, okay, that we can eat. So all these are actually metal. Okay, like rusting. Rusting is an iron and oxygen. So rusting, the one that you see brown in color, it is actually iron oxide. It has iron and it has oxygen. So iron is iron lah, oxygen is oxygen mah. But then when they are mixed, they form a new compound, which is iron oxide. So this iron oxide has different property, new property. Okay. So how do metal and non-metal combine chemically to form a compound? Okay, how do they combine? So for metal and non-metal, how do they mix? So metal, aluminium, zinc, iron, copper are all the metal. So we can heat them, so they will get oxygen. Once you heat metal with oxygen, you will get a new compound, what we call as metal oxide. Okay, metal plus oxygen will become metal oxide. So magnesium plus oxygen become magnesium oxide. Aluminium plus oxygen, aluminium oxide. Zinc, oxygen, zinc oxide. Iron, oxygen, iron oxide. Copper plus oxygen, copper oxide. So how do you mix them? Okay, like this one. This one is a magnesium strip. So it's a metal lah. It's a metal strip. Dia macam sebatang macam tu. Okay, sebatang very very nipis. Okay, so this is a magnesium. So what we do, we heat it with under hot temperature. Okay, so in the porcelain cube, actually there are oxygen gas. So the oxygen gas under hot temperature, they will mix, they will react with the magnesium. And tarang, after you heat them, it will form a magnesium oxide. So it will become a new compound. So this compound, they are already chemically combining together. So it is very hard to separate them. Okay, can understand or not? Okay. Okay. Next, some metal also can react with water. Some metal just now react with oxygen. Now some metal also can react with water to form an alkali compound. Okay, alkali, yeah. Alkali, it means it got hydroxide. Okay, alkaline. And release hydrogen gas. Okay, so these metal are known as alkali metal. So examples are like this. Okay, lithium, sodium, potassium. These are metal. When they react with water, they will form alkali metal and they are hydrogen gas. Okay, so as you can see here, this guy, he throw in lithium. This is lithium. So lithium in the water, it will burn. Okay, it will react. So the reaction will produce a new compound, which we call it as lithium hydroxide. And you can see here, you see macam ada asap. So this asap is actually the hydrogen gas that is being released from this reaction. So lithium plus water, it will form a lithium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. Sodium plus water, sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. So a new compound here is actually the hydroxide or the alkali metal, and the asap ni ialah hydrogen gas that is being released. Okay, and then next, for example, if we mix iron and sulfur under heat, we heat them, iron and sulfur, we mix them. So we heat them, they will react and they will chemically combine to form iron sulfide. So iron sulfide is a compound. So as you can see here, all these are compound. Okay, so this is how they are chemically combining together. Okay, you make them to have a reaction among them. Okay, last two slide, almost finished already. Can Okay, this one must really pay attention because this one is very important. Okay, it might come out in your exam. Okay, so you must really concentrate in this method. Okay, just now we already learned 6 methods of separation in mixture. Mixture can be easily separated lah, using magnet lah, filtration lah, distillation lah, very easy. But then, to separate a compound, it requires more energy. Okay, more energy. So you need to use electricity in order to give them the energy so that they can separate it from each other. So you need to use electric, very strong energy. So compound cannot be separated physically like mixture because the element in the compound are bonded chemically. They are bond already, sudah kahwin. So therefore, a compound can only be separated chemically by a process known as electrolysis. Okay, electrolysis. Okay, so you need to memorize this, Memorize this, please. So electrolysis is a chemical decomposition of a compound to its element by passing an electric current through the compound. So electrolysis is a chemical, we can say chemical breakdown. Decomposition is breakdown. We break them. We want to break them. So electrolysis is a breaking down or breakdown of a compound. We want to break the compound to its element. By how? Passing an electric current through the compound. So that is electrolysis. So what we will do, we use battery to generate electricity. So this electricity will pass in the water. Okay, so this is the separation of water. Water. How we want to separate H2O into H and into O. How we want to separate them? So we can use electrolysis. So what we will do, we will pass electric current through the water, and after some while you can see hydrogen gas and oxygen gas is being accumulated. Okay, so once they are accumulated, meaning they are already separated. So the ratio you can see, once I pass the electron, I pass the electric in the water. Okay, the water you need to plus a bit with sulfuric acid. Okay, so the question for you today, what is the function of sulfuric acid? Find this function. If you didn't find, that is your kerugian. You will rugi. Okay. So water consists of hydrogen and oxygen element. Therefore, to separate the hydrogen and oxygen, the water must undergo the electrolysis process. So this process produces hydrogen gas at the negative electrode and oxygen gas at the positive electrode. Okay. So we got two beaker where at the end of the session, you can see inside here, there's an air. So you can see H2O, meaning the ratio is 2 to 1. H we have 2, we have double than oxygen. Oxygen only 1. So if let's say you have 50 ml of oxygen, how many ml of hydrogen you got? So this is 1, so this is 2. So times 2 lah. So you will get 100 ml. So the volume of hydrogen is always double because you see the formula H2O. So can you guess what is inside here? What gas is inside here? Correct. So this gas is hydrogen because it is more than oxygen. So you see dia punya quantity double double. Almost half So double. So you can see oxygen is being collected at here. So oxygen will be collected at the batang ni So this point So this point kita panggil yang ni ialah anode, this one is cathode. But you don't have to worry about that lah. So yang kamu kena tahu yang ni, dalam ni ialah oxygen gas, dalam ni ialah hydrogen gas. Because hydrogen is more than oxygen by 2. 2 to 1. Okay. So to separate compound, only one method. To separate mixture, got 6 methods. To separate compound, only one method, which is electrolysis. You must pass the electric current. It needs a lot of energy to separate them. Okay? Okay. Last one. Any question for electrolysis? Can understand, Okay. So lastly, last slide for today. Okay. So the differences between physical and chemical change. Okay. So physical change usually happen in the mixture lah. Okay. This one is mixture. This one is for compound. Okay. So physical change does not form a new substance. If you separate them also, they are still the same substance. If you mix them also, they are still in their own element. Okay. So that is physical change. Chemical change form a new substance that is different from its original substance. So like magnesium, Magnesium, you react with oxygen, you will form a new substance, which is magnesium oxide. So remember, when you do any burning, let's say you burn paper. Paper is actually carbon. Paper is actually carbon. Burning of paper. Burning of paper. All paper are actually made up of carbon element. Inside here are all carbon element. So carbon, when you mix with oxygen, heating, you heat them, they will form carbon dioxide. So that's why bila kamu bakar sesuatu, pasti akan ada asap. So that asap, that smoke, actually has carbon dioxide gas. It's a new substance. When you burn anything, it forms a new substance. So this is what we call chemical changes. Okay, it is different from physical. This one is chemical changes. It form a new substance. This one in burning. Burning of anything lah, burning. Okay. So for example, physical change is ice melting, water freezing, water boiling. They are still water. They are not changing to different element or different compound. They are still the same thing, H2O. They are just changing the structure only. But this one, chemical change is like rusting of iron. So iron, ferrum. If plus oxygen, it will become ferrum oxide. So ferrum oxide is, we call it as iron, rusting. The rusting brown in color is actually the new substance. So rusting of iron, photosynthesis, decaying of leaf, cell respiration, all these are actually chemical changes. Okay, and we can see here, we can summarize here. So physical changes does not form a new substance. The property of the substance is the same, is still the same. The chemical composition of the substance is still the same. It need less energy, so not much energy. You don't need to, like distilled water, yeah, you need energy lah, but it's just changed to one form to another only. From water, it evaporate and it condense to form a pure water, but then it's not changing into a new substance. Okay, whereas like for chemical change, you do electrolysis ke, or you do yang tadi itulah. Okay, you do this reaction, so it will form a new substance. The property of the substance and the products are not the same anymore. Okay, just now magnesium aluminium, magnesium element, but now it already form a new compound. So the property of the substance and the product are not the same. The substance and product have different chemical composition, and it needs more energy. Usually you will burn them, you will heat them. Okay, you will heat them, or it needs more energy lah, okay, in order to cause the reaction to happen. Okay, so far any question? That is all for chapter 6.